Okay, is it just me? I mean, I just don't get this. I don't get why the girls aren't telling people that Rollins is dead, that it was like manslaughter. I mean, they didn't plot to kill him, they didn't shoot him, they didn't stab him. Don't you think they're just making things worse for themselves by hiding it, by burying his body? Like, okay, that's a jailable offense. I don't know. Thumbs up if you agree. I just feel like at this point in their lives, they've graduated from high school, they should be smarter, but it seems like they're doing the same kind of thing they would do when they were like 14. It's like they're always making it more difficult. On the other hand, I understand that they do this for the show, to keep the show going, to make more storylines, I guess. I mean, whatever, though. Sometimes it's like, is that insulting the intelligence of these women? Because I think it is. So Hannah looks like she's seriously losing it. Like, seriously, I feel really bad for her. And I think I would be pretty much losing it, too. She thinks she's going to go to jail, and honestly, probably some people are going to go to jail. Because what they did, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to play out that way, but in real life, definitely. And if you try to cover up a crime scene or whatever, like, that is so much worse, you know? The best scene, in my opinion, in this episode was the Caleb, Spencer, Hannah scene, which I'm going to give big props to Ashley Benson because she rocked it out. I mean, I could feel her sadness through the screen. Thumbs up if you could too. It broke my heart because I really like Caleb together, so I just really don't like him with Spencer. And can you imagine, like, hearing your ex-boyfriend talk about how they're so in love with your best friend? Like, even if it's been a long time and you're over them, like, that would still be heartbreaking, I think, even if it's been a few months or a year or so. So that scene was just, it was just awful, you know? So, Aria helps Allie go back to the hospital, and the reason she's going back is because she wants people to realize how her husband was a monster and how terrible he treated her. So she even has, like, Aria put that crazy, creepy mask back on her. But the, like, detectives and everybody are there because Toby's figured out that Elliot was someone who died a long time ago, and it was like a stolen identity case. So they're already there. They just don't know that the other Elliot is actually dead. They just know the original Elliot is dead. But we got a really great piece of information in this episode, and that is when we went back to the night Charlotte died. And I know people are viewing this in different ways, but I'll tell you how I saw it. But basically, Allie was with her in that building, what is it, like a church or whatever, where she died. And there was kind of a fight because Charlotte was really upset that there was something going on with Allie and Elliot, and Allie, obviously, as I've always thought, didn't kill Charlotte, but when she left her and went downstairs, you could kind of hear her, like, falling off the roof or being pushed. Now, some people think that she killed herself, but I still think she was murdered, and that person was, like, hiding and was already there. You know what I think about it? I don't know. Like, I feel like this is our Uber A who did this. I still feel that way. I don't really think it was Mary Drake because she really seemed to be upset that she was dead, and I don't think it was Elliot because I think he did love her. So I'm just curious to see who you think it is. Of course, we don't know who that Uber A is yet, but you know. So we have a new character in this episode, and that's Marco, who is a new police officer, which is just like a tired storyline to me. And Spencer was drunk and just distraught over that whole scene with Caleb and Hannah. So she gets really drunk, and then she hooks up with him in the elevator, and I'm screaming at her, like, don't do this. This is not smart. Thankfully, she heard me, and she stopped. So that's my girl, Spencer. But, like, I'm just over all the new police officers, and whatever happened to the last guy? Why have I forgotten his name? Is it Lorenzo? I don't know. Whatever happened to him? Probably not even Lorenzo. I don't know. But, like, there's so many. Like, they don't explain. Sometimes they do. I mean, sometimes they die, but most of the time it's like, where did you go? That's with every character on here, right? So, oh my God. Hannah and Aria go back to look at the car from the scene of the accident, and it's gone, and they freak out. But the good news is Mona has actually helped them and taken the car and had everything repaired. But the bad news is Hannah has lost her bracelet. She thinks that's in the car, so they go back to see if they can find the bracelet, which they do, but then there's also a phone that they find. I'm not going to tell you what happens yet. I know you already know, but I need to say that Jenna has returned in this episode, which, cool. I think all of the old characters should come back because it's the last season. So great to start with her. But I was like, what the heck? What is she doing? Like, why is she in this episode? I was really saying that to myself. I'm like, I hope there's a purpose and not just like, hey, it's a reunion. You guys needed to see me again, because everyone hates her. But I was glad to see that character come back, but I was just hoping there was a reason. And there was like a weird exchange between her and Toby. I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I thought they had the same father, but maybe you can clear that up for me, but it sounded like they didn't from this episode. So anyway, I also thought it was really funny when Mona called out Hannah for wearing that fake diamond. That's just typical Mona, and that made me laugh, and no one else caught it but Mona, so that was really observant. So, alright, Mary comes to visit Allie, and she's looking kind of menacing, and I don't trust her. I know we kind of trusted her, but I don't think we can trust her, but I don't know. I just hope that, like I've always said, that Uber A is someone amazing, but who knows. Alright, so back to the burner phone, or the phone, whatever, that they found of Elliot's. There's a message on there from Jenna, so there's some kind of connection. And his name is Archer Dunhill, which the girls are like, oh my god, that's AD, so I guess that's who our AD was, but it's not the ultimate A. That's how I understand it. Thumbs up if that's how you understand it. So, yes. So I don't know what that connection is. What do you think the connection is between Jenna and Archer? I think it would make the most sense if they were related or something. But I hope there is some sort of connection, not like he just recruited her out of the blue, because we haven't seen her forever. So if he just somehow wanted her on... I mean, we still don't even know if they were working together, if she's a villain or what. She's always been a low-key villain, but never like... We weren't really sure what her intentions were, so I don't know where they're going with it. It's still kind of mysterious, and it's still confusing, to be honest, to be completely honest. But we try to figure all this out in our PLL live chats every week, and that information is down below. So there were so many people there this week. If you haven't been, you definitely should come. It's really fun, and it's a way to talk out all of our different theories, something I can't do when I'm sitting here by myself, because I don't want to talk to myself. I mean, I am sort of talking to myself, but I can't have conversations about who could be doing this, or who is the ultimate A, or whatever. So if you come to the live chats, you get to give your point of view. So I think they're really fun. So I'd love to see you there, but I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.